Hello, I'm Eric Singer, Gazette.com, and this is City Chat, where we go beyond the sound bites with Colorado Springs Mayor John Suthers to get you the facts to your questions and the Gazette questions. And thank you so much for being here as always, sir.
Eric, glad to be here.
And government expert with the Gazette, Billie Stanton Anleu, thank you so much.
Thank you for the new title.
You're very welcome, and well-deserved, by the way. And Billie, you'll go ahead and start our questioning.
Mayor, I'm curious how you'll be able to combat some of the opposition that's arising against the sales tax increase that is on the ballot for November 3rd. I know we'll all be getting our ballots in the mail shortly, and there's a lot of there are a lot of claims being made about this proposed tax increase from Councilwoman Helen Collins, anti-tax activist Douglas Bruce, the Americans for Prosperity, and that group's CPA, hired CPA, and the I Am Created Equal group. All of those entities seem to be questioning the accuracy of what's actually on the ballot and seem to have other ideas of how this money would be spent. Can you tell me how you can possibly counter all of those forces?
Well, there's only one way to counter it, and that's to speak the truth about what the issue's really all about. I've got a lot of experience in Colorado Springs. There's a small group of people who literally make a livelihood off of being opposed to taxes. That's what they do. It's the usual suspects every time. And what you've got to do is, when they say something that's untrue, point it out. So, for example, when Councilwoman Collins says the tax funds are going to be diverted from roads to a downtown stadium, that is absolutely patently false. The language on the ballot itself says it will go only to road repairs and improvements. The resolution language that accompanies it indicates that it will go into a separate fund. The city auditor determines in all cases that money in separate funds go to the purposes they're set aside for. We'll do so in this case. Every single dime will be spent on road repairs and improvements, and the voters can be totally assured of that. So I just have to, counter their arguments, but one has to understand that this is what they do. They'll say anything if they think it will drum up some opposition to a tax increase.
Thank you, Mayor.
All right, one of our Facebook viewers, Teresa McLaughlin, will ask you, what is being done to end homelessness in Colorado Springs? And Mayor, are you going to jump on board with other mayors to end homelessness? And what she also says, a follow-up question to that is, there needs to be permanent housing with supported services. Without one, the other will not work.
Eric, she's correct. I have joined with a group called Mayors to End Veterans Homelessness, and I'm also very involved in general with the mayors in terms of strategies to deal with homelessness. What I think has happened in Colorado Springs is we've reached a consensus on our approach. We have something called the Continuum of Care, which is all the agencies that provide services to the homeless. And we're moving towards a campus approach. Off of South Tejon, where the rescue mission is located, there's 9 acres down there. We're getting clarification that it's outside a flood area. We're going to begin a capital campaign. We hope to raise funds, not only federal funds, foundation funds, private funds. We'll have comprehensive services provided for the homeless: shelter, food, mental health, substance abuse treatment, and we really think that's the approach that appears to be most successful around the country. But this woman is absolutely correct that having shelter is the key to successfully providing other services that will allow people to move out of homelessness over time, and that's the approach we want to use. I also want to take this opportunity to say that as to some of the controversy we've had on Don't Sit, Don't Lie and panhandling, I do expect in November that the Council will pass a Don't Sit, Don't Lie ordinance that prohibits sitting and lying on sidewalks, roadways, other passageways, and also we will have a new aggressive panhandling ordinance that takes into account legal decisions that have come down over the last several months and limits aggressive panhandling to those kinds of activities that the courts will allow to be prohibited. So I think we'll resolve those issues fairly soon. Over the next couple of years, I think you'll see a lot of progress in terms of dealing with the homeless issue.
And the ACLU challenges that potentially could exist after those ordinances are passed, though.
I'm sure we might see some challenges, but we will design these ordinances in a way that we think, based on court decisions that have occurred, are likely to be constitutional.
And now it's your time, Mayor, to be able to talk directly to the city of Colorado Springs and the voters and constituents with your message.
I remain very upbeat about a lot of things going on in Colorado Springs. We're working very hard on some economic development issues. The Downtown Olympic Museum is in the planning stage. I think we're going to see a groundbreaking in probably the next 6 months. Airport, we continue to have incredible progress on the generally aviation side, and that's leading to some discussions in terms of some improved commercial services. But the one thing I really can't, I constantly have to remind the citizens of Colorado Springs that key to our economic development is dealing with our infrastructure issues. The council and I have a plan to deal with stormwater within the framework of the budget, but the size of our road problem is such that we simply cannot do that within the confines of our existing budget. That's why it's important that we pass this 5-year temporary sales tax increase to raise funds to reverse the trajectory on our roads. 60% of our roads now are in poor condition. We can't keep going that direction. We've got to dramatically change the trajectory, and that's what this temporary tax increase will do.
All right. Thank you very much, Mayor, for being here.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it very much.
Mayor.
And Billy, thank you as always for providing good and great questions and responses as well. And thank you as well for watching. And Teresa, thank you for your very good question and all the other Facebook questions as well. And until then, I'm Eric Singer. Thanks for watching City Chat, and we'll see you next time.